What's the toughest thing about being a superhero? Trying to live a normal life. Whether it's pumping up,
I got it!
dinner with the family,
Stop running in the house! Oh! Hey, go Forcefield! You sit down! You sit down! Let go of your brother!
or seeing old friends.
Hey, Lucius!
Hey, Speedo! Aha!
You are one distracted guy. I know you miss being a hero and your job is frustrating. I just want you to know how much it means to me that you stay at it anyway.
Honey,
Hello, Mr. Incredible.
about the job,
We know who you are.
something's happened.
We have a new assignment for you.
What?
Showtime.
Hey guys, and welcome back.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Lucky Dog Podcast. I'm Kellie, and I'm here with your host.
Elias. Is that how you do it?
Sure.
That was good. That was
I
really
didn't
good.
like it.
That was
It felt
good. That
really
was good. That was
fake.
good.
It
That was
sounded
good.
really
no, bring it
bad.
back.
No.
No.
I'm not doing it again.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I think it sounded really, really good.
It sounded really forced.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It was a good.
Today we're doing, what are we doing?
We are doing a retro spoiler review of The Incredibles.
Yeah. My first time seeing it.
Right.
Your second or 10th time
Second.
seeing it because you love it so much.
17th.
Second team.
17th. My ass. Sorry, I'm
I
trying
think
to.
you probably watched this movie like a million times after it came out.
Yeah, well, I think with good reason. So we're here today watching The Incredibles, the 2004 Incredibles, written and directed by Brad Bird.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a little bit of his filmography. He wrote the screenplay of Tomorrowland. He's going to be on The Incredibles 2. Did you see Ratatouille?
I saw some of it, but I did like it. I
Yeah.
think it's a really cute movie.
He was on the screenplay of The Iron Giant. Let me see what else he's directed. Let's see what else directed. Okay, so Brad Bird has also directed some of The Simpsons, The Iron Giant, The Incredibles, the Jack Shack Attack movie, Ratatouille, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, which is something I want to talk about as well, related to this. He directed the 2015 sci-fi family movie Tomorrowland. I don't think you heard about it. It was supposed to be a big hit, but
I think I heard of it. I just didn't see it.
yeah, it was supposed to be a big hit, but the studio Disney just didn't really advertise it that well, in my opinion. And I don't know, they just decided that it was just gonna flop. They decided it was gonna be a flop. I think they could have had several other movies with it, though. The thing is, I think the kids were really weak.
Gotcha. Is that another cartoon?
No, it's some sort of, I don't remember exactly the movie. I watched some of it, and it's something like futuristic, jumping into a new sci-fi world
kind
kind
of. That great of actors?
I don't think so. And George Clooney plays the kid grown up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly, but Brad Bird directed it. It was kind of a flop, so I think they want to bring him back for The Incredibles 2 because The Incredibles was such a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
So The Incredibles has Craig T. Nelson as Bob Parr, Samuel L. Jackson as his best bud, Lucius Best, Holly Hunter is Bob's wife. And Jason Lee plays Buddy, the villain.
Let me see his wife.
That's Holly Hunter. Do you remember her
Yeah,
from
I
The
like
Big
her.
Sink?
Yeah.
The Big Sick?
Mm-hmm.
The Big Sink. She's in The Big Sink.
Sorry.
You're fine.
She was the mom in the movie. Did you ever see the movie 13?
13.
Mm-hmm. The two girls?
Scary?
No.
No.
It's about two girls who were 13
Oh.
growing up.
Do you think I would see that?
I think you would see it. I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
It's not scary. No. She plays the mom in it. It's
Okay.
like a 13-year-old who starts hanging out with another girl. And they start doing crazy shit.
That's not scary.
No.
Scary Terry.
No, it's not.
Scary Terry. Anyways, The Incredibles. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
I don't know the nitty gritty.
The nitty and the gritty.
You
the
can
nitty.
get down to the nitty gritty because you are the one who knows how to do that with these movies.
Nitty gritty. Bring it back. All right. So, first impressions of The Incredibles. Finishing it up. Well, hold on. Let's rewind real quick. I had to basically force you to watch this. This was like going to the dentist for most people, watching The Incredibles for you, getting you to originally watch it because what did you think the movie was going to be like?
I thought it was going to be a dumb cartoon movie, just a dumb cartoon like a SpongeBob movie.
Like a SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
SpongeBob, Squarehead.
Yeah.
Did you see the SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
The one in like 2004 or something like?
Yep.
Well, that was like a live action cartoon crossover.
I thought it was going to be... I did like Monsters, Inc.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be something like Monsters, Inc.
Mm-hmm.
But stupider. I just don't like superheroes.
Okay. So the superheroes were what were throwing you off?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was coming out at a time you probably weren't too interested in the family dynamic stuff as well.
No.
So 2004, this was like straight smack in my childhood. So this was like, right, I was prime for this.
Yeah. You were like middle school.
Yeah, I was around junior high or something like that. I thought that it looked pretty good.
See, I didn't, in 2004, I would have been, I think, going
into high school.
I would have been in 8th grade.
Yeah, going into high school.
And
so.
Sitting down watching movies was not going to the movies and watching movies.
It's not
wasn't my thing yet.
Yeah, it's not your thing, and that's totally understandable especially at the time because each year is very volatile, and it can change. So yeah, I would say this would probably look toward a younger audience, under 12 maybe, and then over 30.
Gotcha.
And so I hit right around those perfect demographics. And so I was really amped to see this. And as a matter of fact, seeing those the marketing for it again, it made me re-excited again.
Yeah.
Watching it again, I was like, wow, that is a good movie because it's hard to find bad scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, stop playing. I was watching when we were watching the trailer before recording, I was like, wow, they're showing a lot, sort of, but they also hold back a lot.
Yeah.
And
which is a good thing, right? Because that's what you would rather see.
Oh, absolutely.
In a trailer.
Yes.
Not see as much.
I like seeing like a single scene in a movie and not seeing 10 scenes, and then the final explosion or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't even see the bad guy in this.
No.
So.
I don't like the bad guy.
Okay, so
obviously.
Okay, we'll get into it. What were your first impressions coming right out of the Incredibles movie?
I liked it, but to me, it's just another cartoon movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that I would if I'm bored sitting at home, that I would turn on again.
Yeah.
I don't think my kids really would be that into it either.
And
they love superhero stuff.
Why don't you try it?
Yeah. And my kids haven't seen it.
They haven't seen The Incredibles? Mm-mm. You don't think... Well, if they like superheroes, do you not think that this would apply to them? Especially at their age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've thought some of the superpowers were kind of dull.
Dull?
Elastigirl?
I mean, this remember, this is the superheroes before all the superheroes we know now. This was in 2004, before all of the Batmans that were like, of course you had the Tim Burton Batmans, the kind of dark and dreary ones, but we didn't have the really gritty ones that were kind of high tech. The Christopher Nolan ones, the ones with the Joker. You haven't seen those yet, but I haven't
seen any superhero movie.
Yeah, but this is before Iron Man. Before this was around when This was like up when Spider-Man was being made. But like most of these new superhero movies, all the Marvel films, Thor, the Avengers, all of that. Yeah. They didn't have big movies like The Incredibles did. I mean, some of them had really small budgets and small movies that were kind of flops, but not all of them were great.
What makes this a bigger movie than Batman movies?
So this had Disney funding behind it. I believe this isn't Pixar, is it? Yeah, it is Pixar. Disney is in like a corporation with Pixar, and they made like, what's it called? Like Finding Nemo, and most recently Finding Dory. They did like Inside Out. They've done other big movies, Toy Story, Monsters.
I loved Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, I think Coco was part of it.
Was it?
Coco was Pixar, I believe.
I don't remember.
I can't remember exactly, but WALL-E, that was one of my favorite movies. I think the studio just does phenomenal work, and so rewatching The Incredibles for the first time after I don't know how many years. I haven't seen it, maybe 5. Holy shit, this was a good ass movie.
See, I didn't have that. I didn't feel that.
Holy shit. Okay, so I think that this movie hits on all cylinders. It's like Mission Impossible for the entire family, and they happen to have superpowers. Yeah. And I think the superpowers are what they try to sell it on, but I think that's the least important thing about the movie.
What do you think is the most important thing about the movie?
The writing and the family dynamics.
Gotcha.
Because I can't tell you how many of those. You remember like those family movies where the whole family would have superpowers? You remember Sky High? Do you remember that? It was a family. I think it might have even been Disney, there was some other. I think the Thunderbirds might have been one. Well, there was a string of these terrible family movies that didn't do that great, and it's the entire family has superpowers. It's kind of a cliche or something like that, but they actually did it well, and they kind of added a spy thriller aspect to it. And so there's going into things I really liked about it. First of all, the family feels real.
Here?
Yeah, I feel like the family feels pretty real. The voices feel real. The writing feels real. It all sounds very natural. I think Brad Bird captured like what feels like a real family. Craig T. Nelson and Holly Hunter sound like a legit. Yeah, they do. You're right. I know, honey. Yeah. And when they bicker back and forth, or just talk, it really clicks. Yeah. Craig T. Nelson really sounds like a big ass dude, Mr. Incredible. Yeah, he does. And he's not. He's not. He's not. Kind of an older guy. Yeah, but I guess it works. I'm curious who does the kids. Who does the kids? The kids. Well, you just passed Jack. Well, he's a baby. He Dash. Oh, he said he was a little kid. Never heard of him. What was the girl? Violet? Yeah. Violet. There's 2 different voices for Jack. He's a baby. Well, he did several different voices, I guess. Violet. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Sarah Val? Val. Oh my goodness. She's like 30 plus. Yeah. She must really change her voice for that, or they do
That's
some
awesome.
some
That's
crazy
pretty cool.
voice
I always
modulation.
I always think it's a really cool thing to be able to change your voice like that.
Well, you know, like I think over half the Rugrats were female.
Really?
Even though the
Chucky. I always thought it was kind of cool that Chucky's voice was done by a girl.
I think Tommy is too.
Yeah.
Tommy definitely is. I guess I don't know. I didn't watch. I might have watched it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No. The voice aspect of this movie is pretty good.
Yeah.
Even with the bad guy and his cackling, I liked his voice.
Yeah.
Even though, and mostly because it reminded me of T.J. Miller, and T.J. Miller could get.
Is that who was his voice?
No, it was Buddy Lee or something like that. Jason Lee, sorry, Buddy Lee. His name's the bad guy's name was Buddy Pine, or Syndrome, and Jason Lee was the voice of it. I haven't seen him in much recently. He's kind of like a washed out actor, if I remember correctly, kind of an older stuff. But anyways, I think that this movie is definitely successful because it's essentially a Mission Impossible movie wrapped up with the superhero aspect. And majority of it feels like it's written for adults.
Yeah, yeah. The part where she thinks he's cheating.
Yes.
That's definitely for adults because I feel like even a teenager wouldn't comprehend what was going on there.
I don't remember if I remember as a 10-year-old. It's a PG movie.
Catching on what they were actually talking about.
Yeah, so I was about 10 years old, so I don't even know if I would have known.
Yeah.
And there were several times where it's clear that they're like, oh, bring him back for more sex.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dragging him back in through the door.
Like, dang.
With her elastic arms. I hate that. I hate it. I hate that that's her. I hate that they think that is a superpower.
It's not a superpower?
No, I mean, obviously is for this because of what they've turned it into, but...
Okay.
That kind of reminds me of like a Go-Go Gadget kind of thing. And I hated those movies.
Oh, so you liked Inspector Gadget.
I did not.
We need to do a retro review of that.
Oh, God. I would rip that one a new asshole.
Oh, no. The first one wasn't that bad.
I hated all of them.
The second and whichever other ones were pretty terrible.
You know what we can do a review on?
Oh, Lord.
Spy Kids.
Oh, Lord, you're going to...
tear that one apart.
No. Spy Kids. It was good.
And Shark Boy and what is it? Shark Boy and what was the girl? Lava Girl.
Yeah, we can rip that one a new one.
So stupid. I guess that's kind of why I can't lean towards The Incredibles with I like this. Yeah, I could watch this sitting at home bored, nothing to do.
Well, I think there's a big difference in that. First of all, I think that this has real family touchstones with also good comedy to ride along with it. I enjoy the interaction between everyone.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the worst scene for me is the very end when Violet's trying to talk to that guy awkwardly. That's the worst scene in the whole movie for me. Yeah. And I
thought that one was cute.
Okay, so I think that's maybe down to preference. So
I thought it was cute because it's like the beginning of the movie. She's shy and timid, scared to talk to him, and then once she's able to use her superpower and not have to be, not have to hide it.
Shy. Well, I think
anything that usually empowers women, I can pick that out of a movie and be like, that's what I like.
Okay. Well, I think that all of the characters were written really good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like the bad guy.
Okay.
I was with you on the cackling thing. Like I didn't need him laughing at everything he said.
Okay. So yeah, going any more of the good things. I thought the visuals. Let's finish the good things before we go into the bad. First of all, I thought all of the characters felt like real characters. They felt like mom, dad, brother, sister, baby.
Yeah. I liked the plane scene
The planes?
I was expecting them. What I was expecting was her force field to work.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be like, boom, saved, here we go, we'll keep going. But no, like, them actually crashing and having to think as come together and think as a team. And it's like the kid's first times actually being able to use their superpower. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Rewatching it, I was like, damn, this is good. I was like, Brad Bird's a genius. I don't know how long it took for him to think about this stuff, but good Lord.
Yeah.
Like,
that part.
The animation, obviously, you can tell that it's 2004, but it's not terrible. The editing, it shows the missiles, it shows the kids, it shows the mom. Oh no,
Yeah.
It shows
all the running around through that jungle.
Yeah, the jungle, the editing's really good in this for a cartoon.
Yeah. I think the only power I liked was the daughter.
The daughter. So invisible. I could have easily seen Dash being annoying. And I didn't find him annoying.
No. I didn't either.
Like, too much would have been, too much, but it normally felt like it was the interaction of an adult and him, not him and someone else.
Yeah.
So, I'm worried about number 2.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2. First of all, they've taken how many years? What year is this coming out?
It says 18.
2018, so what is that, like?
Now. This year.
Oh, goodness.
It's 2018.
So, that's 10, 11, 12, 13.
It was 2004?
Yeah.
It was 14 years ago.
Oh, yeah, 2004. I was thinking 2005 for some reason. So, yeah.
Are we talking about things we didn't like? Or not yet?
Oh. I'm worried about the next... I'm worried about the next movie coming up because I think they're trying to sell the Jack experience.
What do you mean, trying to sell it? Like, it's already out there, right?
Like, well, they gave us very little of Jack in the first one.
Yeah.
Most of him, he didn't have any powers or anything like that, and you find out at the very end he does.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it. I think they're going to try to get, like you said...
do the whole, like, the baby who can't control his powers thing.
Right. I can't think of any tropes or any specific examples off the top of my head, but it seems like it's kind of a cliche.
Yeah. Like they do it a lot.
A trope.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't lean on that too much.
Yeah. Because how did they get... And I would like dig way too into it. Like, well, how did they get through with the other two kids having powers? Like, they obviously can control the next kid who has powers.
Yeah, and if anything, they'll just resolve him learning his powers and everything will be fine and until the next one. And also the other two kids don't have just random ass powers.
Yeah.
Jack just seems
like 3 different kind of powers.
I think it's a Pandora's box of whatever he needs, which also is convenient. Mm-hmm. He happens to have ice. He happens to be fire. He happens to be super fast. Or
and turn into a flame.
Kind of like he did in Syndrome's hand.
I got confused at the end of the first one. Because first he turned into like a little flaming baby.
Right.
I didn't see him use his eyes in that one. But then he turned into like a little devil-looking goblin.
Turned into a gremlin.
It looked like a devil.
Yeah.
So is that what he's... Is that his power? He turns into some little fucking demon?
That's one of them. Is that one of your kids' powers?
And he has laser eyes. Riker's a demon. Riker is like a little ball of fire.
Ball of fire. Yeah, well, maybe that accurately describes them.
Yeah.
I think the accuracy is uncanny.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at that. The volcano room when they're eating. Just
Who's
like
eating?
It's Mr. Incredible and the one lady he was.
Blonde lady?
Yeah, he was trying to, I guess, talk to a little bit about missions and whatnot. But just look at that. That's cool.
That is cool.
They don't show that type of.
That almost looks like wood.
Animation. Yeah, it does look like wood. What we're looking at is
like
the
wooden slats on the wall.
Yeah, we're looking at the volcano room when they are eating and dining in the lair of Syndrome.
But really what it is, it's just red and orange wood.
Yeah, really it's just the hardwoods if you look at it long enough.
Yeah.
But okay, so on to the things that weren't so good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the number one thing, which would probably be
the villain.
We'd say the villain, which in comparison to
I'm asking.
Oh, the villain. Yeah, I think the villain's probably the number one weakest thing about the movie, because everything else is really difficult. You know, the score it literally sounds like a Mission Impossible score, like music.
Yeah.
You know, when crazy things happen, the score sounds like, you know, everyone's acting great, everyone's playing their part, the animation looks great. If you really have to nitpick at the movie, I think it's Syndrome.
Yeah. I liked the I know we're talking about things that we don't like. I like that who was supposed to be his assistant. What made her turn against him so quickly though?
Because Syndrome said go ahead and kill her when
the kids. I thought it was the moment with the kids when mom was like, "There's kids on this plane."
I think there's a number of things, because I don't think she was consenting to that. She didn't think that there were kids on the plane. No one thought there were kids on the plane, because even Mrs. Incredible didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed his assistant. I thought it was kind of cliche, you know, having the bad female assistant
turn against the villain and
sort of.
The good people.
I guess so. Kind of a James Bondish.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I'm just comparing it. Like, I like the villain in the Minion movie.
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't know if it's the newest one or if it's, because to me there's already a lot of Minion movies, right? She's a villain throughout the whole movie.
Sandra Bullock.
I guess.
I think it's in the pink.
I don't know.
I think there's like a female villain in one of the more recent Despicable Me's or Minions. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Despicable Me 2.
Yeah.
I like Sandra Bullock.
She's a villain throughout the entire movie.
I think it's Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
I like it, and I kind of wish that that's what they would have done here with that girl.
Okay, what did they do with her?
Here?
No, with her.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
I don't really remember exactly what she did. She was just
not as cackling.
She was trying to capture the throne of something.
Okay. To overthrow the world?
Yeah. And she probably was cackling a lot. But I just like that she was a villain throughout the whole movie. I think it's because she's a woman.
Okay, so
and it was kind of the opposite. The man who was like her side person.
Yeah.
Like every now and again, he didn't seem like such a villain.
Okay, so maybe have the villain and his sidekick maybe be a little bit more level.
Yeah. And
less of a underling.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's more of a. I like when the woman kind of comes out on top.
Okay.
Where like if here in this movie, if his little, what is she, like a secretary kind of person? Because I didn't see her do too much. She didn't like shoot at anyone. She didn't do anything. She didn't push a lot of buttons to hurt anybody.
She lured him.
Yeah, but that's about it. That was easy.
That was the easy part.
I wish she would have been like, you know, a villain. More of a villain.
Okay.
Like, helped him.
Alright.
Technically that was her job.
Alright. Well, I can hear your voice is dying right now, so... Well, no, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. It's all in the profession. I know you do this as a living for 12 hours a day, and it's difficult, so... just like these voice actors, you got to keep the hydration going. So I'll take over a little bit for the reins of the duration of it. The not so hot parts about it, like we were talking about. So Kellie says that she wants more of a female voice in the outro, or not even in the outro, just the exit and intro of the new villain in the second movie.
Yeah.
So I am assuming they killed Syndrome because it looked like he had the cape problem.
It did, but I bet you he didn't die.
Okay,
I
so
bet you money it didn't kill him.
The thing about this movie, people died. People died in this.
I did like where the mom was like, "Hey, these people want to kill you."
Yeah, and
like, even though you're children, these people don't want.
They don't care.
They don't care. I thought that was,
Mm-hmm.
not something a lot of moms would go ahead and just tell their kids.
That's what I'm saying is, looking back at this, even things like Bob working at the insurance agency and him helping out the lady that can't do, they can't afford things, and he's like, I shouldn't tell you, you shouldn't go to this floor and talk to, he's helping them, and then his boss gets on him for trying to help the customers a little bit, and just things like that. Like, this is 2004. This is still kind of this is a pretty relevant issue now.
Yeah.
And exactly like what you were saying with the mother talking about people and their children, that you're not always safe just because you're children. Relevant now more than any other time, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I thought it was smart and timeless and brave to for Disney to say this kind of stuff even back then. It's crazy we're saying back then. But
it's something people need to be telling their kids now.
Yeah, you need to just be. It's a constant reminder. What else do we have for not so hot? Lucius, I thought he was hilarious.
I thought he was hilarious, and I liked his character. I liked his superpower. I didn't like how he got around.
You didn't like him ice skating?
I didn't like the fact that he looked like he was skiing.
Okay.
Ice skating, whatever it was.
maybe that's. I would call that a nitpick.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was like a director's fault. Like, it didn't look stupid to me. It didn't look.
I feel like he could have been given like a hoverboard or something.
Oh, a hoverboard.
Something.
Okay. Well.
But no, instead he had to inline skate everywhere he went. Vroom.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't like that.
I didn't have a problem. Maybe
I just thought it was dumb.
I don't know. It's just,
I know. I'm just nitpicking.
It's like I can't find a fault with it. It just seems like a preference. Yeah. Kellie's over here trying to find something to say about this.
Because I was forced to watch it.
You liked it.
I did
like it. I just want to say the comedy that was helping transition the movie along was perfectly placed for me, and I realized that rewatching it today. I like to place the movies in first, second, and third acts, and usually the first act's about the first hour, the second act's about close to the 30 to 45 minute range after the first hour, and then if it's a 2-hour movie, usually the third act's that last 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But I thought the transitioning in between acts was great. The first act transition was kind of between. This was more like a 4 or 5 transition movie, because we actually missed the first few minutes rewatching it because we had it recorded. So the credits and stuff, we didn't get to watch the.
Have you had that recorded since 2004?
No, I have not. Do you think we've been on the same thing for 2000? No. I've been waiting for 14 years. I remember.
DVR for 14 years.
I remember.
I don't even think we had DVR back then.
Oh, I remember when they created the DVR. Oh, I hate it. We get jammed.
Oh my god.
All that jam, we get stuck in the ventilators. In the ventilators.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so what the hell were we talking about?
The bad things.
The bad things. Okay,
there's
so
hardly any.
Yes,
we've realized.
It's a fantastic movie. I think it's totally rewatchable for the whole family. I can understand if a teenager is not interested in this. It's not probably their forte, but still, everything is probably going to look fantastic for the next one.
I hope so.
Yeah. Trying to think of anything.
So your worry for the next movie is that it's all going to be about Jack.
Too much
Jack.
Too much Jack. I want to see maybe Violet and Dash going into college or something like that.
It looks to me like Jack hasn't aged a whole lot.
I'm curious if they're going to do a time jump.
I hope so.
And I'm also curious about
if they do
bad guys.
They can't do the whole baby who can't control his superpowers, because if Violet and Dash are high school or college, the baby can't be a baby.
Yeah, right. How much? I mean, I don't know if they said how old he is. Maybe let's just say he's 1.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's 1?
No. Well, yeah, I guess. Maybe 1. Yeah.
Okay.
1.
Okay, so he's maybe 1. I don't know how I'm gonna feel if all of a sudden we take. I don't know. If I was Brad Bird, I'd be scared shitless.
Yeah.
This is like the best thing I've ever seen him do. And so it's like, how are you gonna top that? And so, I hope it's not a sophomore slump.
A what?
A sophomore slump. You know, when you drop your best CD and you're like, yeah, everybody wants more of that CD, and then you drop another CD and they're like, this is more of the same, or you get, this is too different. You get one or the other kind of, and so people are kind of divided. And then you place the third CD, and then people are, oh yeah, this is the jam. You're back to the good stuff. You know, it's kind of what's called the sophomore slump. So yeah, I'm excited. I really hope Edna's in it.
I like Edna.
Edna mode.
I like Edna.
Can you do your Edna mode?
I can't.
Do it.
I don't have one.
Just doing.
I don't have an Edna mode.
Edna mode.
You do it so well that I don't need to do it.
Oh, I'll just bump the
me.
levels on yours for when you do it, and then
I'm not gonna do it.
You don't have to do it. You already done it twice.
I like Edna because she looks like your aunt.
Oh, yeah, Edna does look like my aunt, and I hope my aunt is in Incredibles too.
Yeah.
Bring
you
back.
Go watch it with your aunt. And be like, we're sitting with one of the characters.
We're sitting with Edna mode.
Oh my god. If you just put on the glasses and straighten your hair and cut some bangs,
shut. You better shut.
Cut all your facial hair off.
Yeah, right.
You'd look just like her too.
Yeah, let me just put your black hair dye back on.
Oh, shut up.
But I'm excited. I'm really happy we watched, and I forced you to watch The Incredibles.
Yeah.
You
know what? I will say, I do want to watch it again. Mainly because I want to watch it without all of the commercials.
Right.
I want to watch it as a whole.
Yeah, we watched it DVR'd and all that stuff, and it was just like, every 8 minutes. Yeah. And
like,
it was probably...
seriously probably only got 10 minutes... 15 minutes max of movie, and then we had like 20 minutes of commercials.
Well, that's what happens when,
you wait 14 years to watch it and you DVR it.
That's what happens when you ain't got a movie pass.
Well, what about my boyfriend who has a movie pass?
Whoa, you're too late. Too late, gotta go. Alright, everybody, it's been a good one. We need to get you a movie pass.
We do. We will. I'll get one.
I don't know what you think this is. We got to get our movie pass.
I'll get one eventually.
All right. Any last thoughts?
No.
The more I think about it, all the side characters I really liked. His boss was hilarious.
His boss was funny.
The
kid that like bubble popped on his face from shock. He was funny.
Yeah.
I thought he was funny at the end too.
Yeah.
He said something at the end and it was really cute.
Totally wicked, man.
Something like that, yeah. It was cute.
That might not age well.
No.
Totally wicked, man.
Yeah. No. I might want to pick something else.
Yeah. Let's not do that anymore. Totally wicked. That's like an 80s thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Bird. What the hell are you thinking? He just said fuck that last line. He's
Is
like,
that what he said?
It's like, that was totally wicked.
It was wicked? That's what he said?
I think so, because I was like, I thought he said that was totally cool or something like that, and then I think I heard him say wicked, and I was like, that's not going to age well.
I don't think he said man, though. I think he was like, that was totally wicked. That's it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's a kid. He wouldn't have said man.
Yeah. Oh, and the credits. I always like to say something about the credits, if they're decent looking. Especially, I thought the credits looked pretty cool. You said they look kind of like the cartoons from Cartoon Network, the 90s.
Powerpuff Girls.
There you go.
Is it Powerpuff or Powderpuff?
Power?
I thought it was Powerpuff. But
There's a D.
Huh?
I think there's a D.
Well, then it's
Powder.
Powderpuff.
Or is it Powerpuff? All right, you're gonna have to do a full retro review.
Powerpuff Girls. I'm looking it up now.
It's the powerful girls.
Powerful girls?
The powerful girls. But anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this review. I think that it's an incredible movie, and I think we've got Kelly to watch it.
It was Powerpuff.
Powerpuff Girls?
Powerpuff.
Wow, my entire childhood. Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
Wow, we're learning things every day here. Every day here at the Lucky Dog Podcast. Signing off. Goodbye.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye, Felice.
You can still do great things.
Leave the saving the world to the men?
Honey, where's my super suit?
Why do you need to know?
I don't think so.
Your sword can stretch as far as you can and still retain its shape. Virtually indestructible. Machine washable, darling. That's a new feature.
Superheroes. What can happen?
Oh, my back!